Everyone's got an opinion on when you should get married or start a family. Today we're throwing out the timelines and asking the only question that actually matters. Is it God's timing? Let's get into it.
Welcome to Bringing Hope Home. We're Bryce and Colette Schaffer, and we're on a mission to bring God's hope, healing, and practical strategies right into your living room.
Hello, we're Bryce and Colette. Welcome back to another episode of Bringing Hope Home. And today we're talking about timing. Timing is everything.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. So, what is the right time? And we're talking in regards to when's the right time to be married? What's the right time to have kids?
It's the wondering. Is it? Yeah. When? When is the big word.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and you will get, as you go through your, dating life and then your married life into having kids, you will get a myriad of advice. Mm-hmm. Even from us. If you came to us and asked us specifically, when should I? When? Whatever.
Which is a hard thing you can't really say an age, and that's what we're going to get to.
Yeah, that's right. The crux of it is you can't say an age.
Because everybody's has a different path that they're on.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't find a person that they want to marry till later in life.
Yeah.
Well, then that's their timing. That's the perfect timing for them. So we're going to start a little bit into this and about the right time. And here's what research says. So I looked it up because what does research say is the best, the sweet spot for getting married? What age would you think? I thought it would be lower than this, but it said 27. Yeah, I would think.
Boy,
younger.
I don't think I wouldn't have wanted to wait till 27. Because,
I wonder why 27. I guess your brain doesn't fully develop until 25.
Maybe. And, we waited to marriage to have sex. We'll just put that right out there. And so I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to wait till 27. I would have been dating you for 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
And I wonder if that has to do with nowadays, not too many couples wait for marriage.
That's what it said, was 27. And it said that you should date for how many years? What'd you think? I should have kept that hidden from you so you could have guessed.
I saw it.
You did. You saw what it is. So you're putting in the number into your head, but research says you should date for more than 3 years. Whoa. And again, I could see that.
See that.
I don't, again, it depends on the couple.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, your parents, we'll throw your parents under the bus.
Under the bus.
They got engaged after 3 months. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and they would be the first to admit that probably wasn't.
I think, no, they got married after 3 months.
Oh, it just right away?
I think it was like a month of knowing each other.
Jana will watch this and comment below.
I can't remember after hearing this story so many times. Mom, you can comment and let us know,
But it was pretty quick. It was like
pretty quick.
Either
not
engaged.
3 years.
It wasn't. It was 3
months.
something. It was really quick. And and then having kids. Well, you should be financially stable. Well, I agree with that. But at the same time, or getting married, you should be financially secure. So there's all these different things out there. And I got to say, when God gives you the right time with the right person, it is the right time.
And you can't go by somebody's experience.
Nope, not mine, not somebody else's.
Right, because we got married. I was very young, like I said in, I think, the last podcast.
Two podcasts or 3 podcasts
I was
ago.
18 years old.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Not that we had any problems.
Nope.
It's just for the average 18-year-old, I don't think is probably ready for that kind of commitment. And you can't go by somebody else saying this is the time.
Right. Do you want to take into account what other people have to say and think about that? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And the answer should say, no, I haven't thought about that. Let me get back to you.
Because I've met a lot
yes,
of
I have.
people that are into their 40s and they shouldn't be married.
No.
And
second or third marriage.
And I've met a lot of teenagers or 18, 19-year-olds that I'm like, you know what? They'd be fine.
So it really, age is not a thing.
Right. It's how does the timing fit you for your situation?
And how mature are you? I don't think maturity is necessarily an age.
Yeah. Yep. It's God's timing. I mean, that's the key. Is it God's timing, and are you following His plan for your life? And so we came up with, we looked at 6 different questions for timing, right? That you could ask yourself and ask each other as a couple, for kids, for marriage, for some of those bigger decisions in your life. Here's some questions to ask each other and to work through. Number 1, are you emotionally ready?
I think that's a huge one, because for dealing with a couple in the situations that come up, you need to have emotional maturity. You know, where you're not going to slam the door when something happens, or
it's all about you.
Get your feelings hurt easily. Now, again, there's people that are very much immature emotionally that are 40s and 50s. So it really doesn't have to do with age.
It does not. That does not have emotional stability. Does not have to do with age. And that's the same thing when you're looking at a baby. Are you emotionally ready to have that child? Because they are going to tax you.
Yeah.
They are a tax that does not stop. They will, they pull on you, your emotions, your sleep deprivation, everything. Can you handle that in your life emotionally? And really,
you really don't know until...
And you don't know until it happens, but you try to put yourself in that situation. I was just going to say, one of the reasons my wife married me is because I was so good with kids. I remember you saying that once. You said, "Oh, he's so good with kids," and I did. I'm good with lots of different young ones, and then I got to my own kids and the baby stage in particular.
The stress of that.
Oh, the stress of that,
and the sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation did not do me any good.
No.
And so I had to work through it.
I don't think you'd ever be ready, though.
I'm still not ready. I mean, we had to take our grandson for a couple of days while our daughter's second child was being born, and that was a lot, for me. So I'm not ever ready, I found out. But I'm saying, so some of it you can't control and you can't know until you know. I get that. But try to find your EQ level, emotional quotient. Number 2, do you have the capacity for more? And what I mean by, do you have the capacity for more? If you're just a selfish person and you're about you and getting your things and, your golf game or your hobby or whatever the case may be, do you have a capacity to broaden that tent? In a marriage, it's not just you you're thinking about anymore. You don't just get to go off willy-nilly and do whatever you want. Now you have somebody to answer to. That's with a spouse or with a child. So are you ready for more emotionally, physically, mentally? Can you handle the next level, the next step?
Or you could say even, are you ready for less? Because I've heard you say, you moved to the back burner.
Yes.
You were in the front burner and got all the attention and everything. And then, especially as a parent, you move to the back burner.
Yeah.
The dads do.
Especially dads, yeah.
Yeah. And so are you ready for less attention? And can
less
you handle
money
that?
for yourself? I mean, yeah. I mean, so that's a question to answer when you're asking this timing question. When you're trying to work through this. Again, this is all God's timing, and He can trump any of this. But you should still be prepared and ask these questions. Number 3, do you have a desire for change? I'll hear that a lot. And sometimes us guys, we're drugged. We're drugged to certain things. And so are you ready and have a desire for that change? Are you really looking forward to the
and
next
don't
steps?
be thinking that it's not going to change.
Right.
Because it does.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Yeah. So are you ready for that change? Number 4, are you running from something or ready for something? Right? I mean, let me say that again. Are you running from something or are you ready for something? Are you ready? Are you ready to handle that? Are you ready to be on your own? Are you ready to communicate with another person day in and day out? Are you ready to deal with that little one? Those kind of things. Number 5, are you ready to change responsibilities and carry a different load? Like you were just saying, you kind of go to the back burner in your family situation. And so you got to be ready to change responsibilities. Are you ready to level up, so to speak, when you have kids? It's just a different load, and you can kind of prepare yourself for that. A lot of people read books about parenting or marriage to get ready for it. Some, go to classes. Some ask others for advice. Some just study life in general, just watching people. But can you say, I'm preparing myself and I'm mentally ready to change a responsibility and change my workload, so to speak?
And I think these are questions that you can't just answer once.
Amen.
You need to come back to it when you're even in the thick of it. Say, okay, I do need to change. I do need to. There's some, you can't default to how you once did things.
You said this was going to be this way, right?
Yeah.
And talk about me and sleep deprivation. I wanted everything to be equal. And so with our first child, I helped get up in the middle of the night with them. And we found out pretty quick that ruined the rest of my day and how I responded.
And ruined my day.
And ruined everybody's
ruined the rest
day.
of everybody's day.
And so we quickly changed the responsibility, and you were like, you manned up. And you said, you know what, honey? I think you just need to sleep. I'm not saying you're chickening out of responsibility or not handling this, but I need you to be a better you in the morning. Okay. Let's reevaluate. And then practical readiness. Number 6, practical readiness. Have you considered the costs of your situation? If you're getting married, that counting the cost means now I'm not under mom and dad's roof and they're not buying everything. I can't run to mommy and daddy anymore. Can I do that? Can I handle this? Are you ready, counting the cost with a child? Are you able to pay for the bills of a pregnancy? Have you counted those costs? Again, is there any perfect timing? Probably not. But you can kind of count it. I think we can handle this now. We're ready for it. And if there is it is now, well, then God's going to help you figure it out.
Now, I would recommend, as far as the timing of kids. Now, I know if you get married later in life, you're just ready.
Oh, yeah. And you got to get on that train.
The time is ticking. You kind of have a window. So I'm not talking about that, right? Those are situations that are outside of this. But if you're a young married, getting married in your 20s, and I would recommend having a few years of just the two of you.
Yes.
Because it'll be the only time that it's just the two of you. Because even when you're empty nested like us, it's not just the two of us.
They keep coming back, people.
Which is a blessing.
Oh, you love it. And you don't want it any other way.
No, you don't want it any other way. They are there. But the time that we had, and it's hard to even remember just the two of us.
That's where my mind was going. What was it like?
What was it like? We had 4 years before
3.5, technically.
Before children entered. And so, it's hard to remember, but it was nice to have a little bit of time. Yeah, margin. Just to get into the rhythm, to figure out each other. And
if you can do it that way, that is probably the best. But again, what's best for you.
Now, people told us, you should wait till you're out of college for the best time, to get married. You shouldn't get married in college. And for us, we were like, what's the difference? And especially if you're going to live with the person, what's the difference between living with the person and getting married?
And living with the person.
I really don't, no one has been able to answer that question. So,
right. Well, if you say because mommy and daddy will pay for college and I'm going to now stay unmarried, well, then that's a choice, I guess.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it either. It's a tough one. But I
So you
agree
kind of
with
have
you.
to weigh that we chose to go ahead and get married
Yep, during
instead
college.
of just living together. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I was young, but I would say the difference here is this, and I've stated this before on our podcast, that although I was young, 18 years old, we were engaged when I was 17,
I know that doesn't.
right
I would
after I
never want my
graduated
little
from high
daughter-
school.
Never.
Yeah, I was a senior. I had graduated.
Yes,
So high
before we
school.
did it. Yep. Preface that one.
Yeah,
So we don't get dirty looks.
I was a young one when I graduated.
Yeah.
But I will say that spiritually, I had a relationship with God already developed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was already looking to God for my source, not to,
And for your guidance
and for my guidance, not to my spouse.
or your flesh.
And I was already talking to God and listening about us dating. And in fact, we knew before we even started dating, we just had a knowing that this would be, we weren't going to say marriage because that would be weird because we hadn't even started dating, but we knew it was going to be
Long time.
serious.
Yeah, serious relationship.
We felt like something was there because we were both following God. So I will give that too. It wasn't just an age thing. Are you ready? No, it was following God and listening to his timing and his voice, like we just talked about was it last week's podcast about listening to the Holy Spirit
Yep.
on all those things. So then when I had critics going, oh, you're way too young to get married. You shouldn't be getting married. Well, we've been married now for 31 years. So
I think it worked.
it worked for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
again,
Were there
we
tough
had,
times?
yeah, there was tough times, but we had God. We were both Christians. We had God.
And there's grace.
And so,
Yeah. And it comes down to following his peace. Again, we went to his timing last week with this as well, where Colossians 3:15 says, be led by peace. Don't be led by feelings. Don't be led by circumstances. Be led by his peace. Even after you ask those logical questions, those 6 that we just gave, and probably some more that you can think of for yourself, you still are led by his peace because he knows your future. He's the only one. You can't predict tomorrow. You know, the Bible says that.
and you really have to rely on that. I've seen so many people, especially girls, you jump into a relationship thinking, I don't know if I'm going to have another person.
Yeah.
And you jump into it scared. And
We're thinking a baby's going to fix our marriage.
yeah, and that's not going to,
No.
usually doesn't ever happen.
You know, unless God really turns it around and you both put God in the middle of it, which can happen.
So yeah, sometimes people rush into marriages and it should never be.
So if those things, if there's a point where you say, well, oops, I've missed a mark here with my kids or my marriage or whatever, here's something too, because I wanted to address that a little bit. You know, tap into his grace. No matter what situation you find yourself in today, don't feel condemned. Feel strengthened in his grace for you, because now is the time. Now is the time to look to him, and he always has a way of escape to figure things out and to help you through it and become the victor, not the victim. So that's number 1. So tap into his grace. Embrace honesty. You know, embrace honesty. Have an honest conversation with each other and yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and don't, deal with those issues out there. Another one is remember his faithful plan and obey it. Find his plan and stick to it. You know, a lot of times you look honesty in the mirror and you have some direction from God, and then 4 or 5 months from now, you aren't doing that plan and being that honest because you're now back into those old habits. You got to stick with it. It's consistency. It's constant with those things. Do the little things. Little things, and we said that on a past episode, little things matter. I always love the analogy of an airplane flying. In the air, if they want to go to point A or to point B, if they change the degree at the beginning, even 1 degree, by the time they get to a quote unquote that destination, they can be way off. Mm-hmm. Because 1 degree of separation after a time frame amounts to a huge gap. And same with your consistency. When you do those little things, it might not seem like it matters today, but you do them over a time frame, a period, and you're out there nowadays, you're going to see that it helps. And it did change the course of whatever it is you're dealing with. So do those little things. And then cultivate his presence in your life and in your family. Find a church. Find some time to pray. Find some time to Bible read. Find time together as a family to serve him. Find that continuity in him, in Christ. And you're going to see a difference in the change in
If you're a couple that's not married yet, you know, seek God together.
Yeah. And you're going to see that change happen and find God's plan for you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, these are just good things to remember and to hopefully hold on to and ask yourself in these times. Because and again, truth be told, we're, as pastors, people are always asking us, when's a good time? When's a good time to get married? When's a good time to have kids? So we hear this a lot. And so hopefully this podcast will help somebody out there.
So there's not just God's the one time. Yeah, it's God's timing.
That's right.
So get to know God, and he's going to give you the time.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us again. Your encouragement really helps. Dropping a note saying we're here, we're enjoying it. We love to hear texts or just messages from people. So you can drop us an email too on hello@schaefferministries.com. Just let us know you're here. We appreciate that, and share it with somebody.
Impacted your life.
So, all right. Well, until next week, bring hope home to your life today.
Thank you for listening to Bringing Hope Home. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to strengthen your marriage, head to schaefferministries.com to take our free marriage quiz and check out our Marriage Builders course. See you next time.